All right, so this is finding zeros of a function using a graphing calculator, and it's going to be very, very quick. So all you have to do is draw a line, and you're going to input this into the desmos or your graphing calculator, and I'll show you how it looks with desmos first. So here is desmos, and here's our graph, and you just want to trace this graph onto that line I just drew. So like this. And you notice there were 3 points of intersection, 1, 2, and 3, and those are our zeros. Okay? So we go back, we click on it, and all you have to do is select those values. So clicking on the graph and then selecting those points will give us our value. So it's negative 4.378. So x equals negative 4.378, comma. And then the next one, wrong button, negative 1.167. And 2.545. And that's it. That's it. That is really it. 2.54. There's your zeros. The other way to do it is to use your TI-84 calculator. So you input it in the calculator. And then again, to graph, you don't want to hit graph. You want to hit zoom 6. This is our standard window. And it's not going to show up all the polynomial, but it'll give us our basics. And then that means we need to expand it out. And so I recommend first just hitting zoom 0. And that will now fit it. Because we're just looking for when it crosses. You can kind of see it. And so it's too much up and down. So we go to our window and we go, okay, well, we don't need to go to 600. Why don't we just make it negative 100? That looks like it'll easily cover it to 100. And you just sit here and you play with it until you get that nice polynomial that we're looking for. There we go. That's very similar to what we had in Desmos. And so you can now see there are 3 zeros. So you hit second calc, and you use number 2, which is 0. And you want a left bound or right bound. So we have 3 zeros. So what it's saying is left bound means pick a number to the left. So we're going to start here. So a number to the left would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is to the left, negative 5. Hit enter, and it draws a line. Another one to the right of it, you don't want to go too far. If you go too far, you'll include 2, and it won't give us our 0. So right here, negative 3. Hit enter. And then that's it. The rest is guess, and you can guess if you want, but just hitting enter will give it to us. And there is our first point that we found with Desmos. And so we just continue that. Second calc, number 2. A number to the left would be negative 2. A number to the right would be 0. And we're just inputting x values. That's it. And so there's my zeros. If I hit enter, it then gives me the next one. So the next one would be have an x between the x value of 2 and 3. And it doesn't matter. You can go 0 and 10. It'll still find it. Watch. Second calc. And then number 2 is 0. And our next one is between 0 and 10. See? Left bound, right bound. And so we're within there. And then you just hit enter and it'll give it to you. So all you're doing is inputting when it says left bound. Number 2. When it says left bound, if you want that 0, you just pick a number to the left and then a number to the right. So left bound for this one, you could do negative 2 if you wanted. And then a number to the right, negative 1 is there. So it's very close. I would never do this, but we're now within. Hit enter. It gives us our 0. And these are the zeros that we had. So that's how you use your calculator. So as you can see, the graphing calculator gave us more decimal places than Desmos, but it gave us 3. These are our 3. So the next one is your choice. You use whatever you want. Use Desmos, use a graphing calculator, whatever you would like to use to find the answer for this. But I need the zeros. There are 3 real or imaginary. There's 3 of them, right? And I don't care what you use, just use something to find them, okay? Don't do it by hand, though. You have to use a calculator. All right, hit pause now and try it. Okay, so I chose Desmos, and you can kind of see it, but remember, Desmos, you just zoom in, and I'm expanding it vertically. And there they are. So if I click on it, I get 1, 2, 3 zeros. Remember, these are max and mins. We don't want those. So negative 1, 0, and 1. Those are my zeros. So x equals negative 1, 0, and 1. And that's how you use your calculator to find your zeros.